Tara, unbelievably, it's been 18 months since the last game of rugby league that you played. Just give us some insight into what it's been like for the Women's Super League players over this crazy year and a half.
It's been testing at times. We've not known when we're going to be back into playing or into training, and I think it was a week before our 2020 season started was when we found out that it wasn't going ahead. And initially, a lot of the girls thought it was going to be short term, and then as weeks and months went by, it obviously, as we know, was longer. So it's like been a false ending, really. We've had a lot of pre-seasons, and it's, as I say, it has been tough at times. It's been an adjustment, a big adjustment.
And how difficult was it, kind of, I guess, when we didn't know when the game was going to come back, staying mentally switched on and physically ready and staying in touch with your teammates and all of that kind of thing so that you were ready when it comes?
Initially, it was via similar to like Zoom meetings, and we were doing a lot of home-based activities, and then they'd do field sessions and stuff. But I'm not going to lie, at times it was difficult. We always tried to keep morale up, and we always expected that there could be a turnaround of, say, 2-3 weeks, and we'd be playing. So we were trying to obviously keep the excitement up, but at times, I'm not going to lie, it was tough, and it was hard to carry on with the training, not knowing when you're actually what you're training for, really, and when you're going to be training for. So it was tough, but at CAS we've got a strong group of girls, and we've got coaching staff who were really committed, and they kept us on form, thankfully.
And we've all been really keen, obviously, for pubs, restaurants, barbers, shops to reopen. But where did rugby league rank in that list for you into things that you were desperate to get back to?
Well, I was speaking to a few of the girls about it, actually. Obviously, with the restrictions that are in place, it's strange because I speak to people at work and they're like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to the restaurants, I'm looking forward to the pubs," and I'm like, "I'm looking forward to rugby," because when you're in season and you're training and whatnot, apart from going to a restaurant here and there, you're pretty much in the gym or you're with the girls training. So as much as it has been a massive, massive change, day to day, when we weren't training, it was really just the training I was missing. But yeah, it ranks number one without a shadow of a doubt. Getting back to rugby is what we wake up for in the morning and what we do throughout the week. So yeah, it definitely ranks number one. Rugby league.
With all of that said, then, how exciting is it to be able to say that it's game week at last, and that this weekend you can get the boots back on and get stuck in?
It's really, really exciting. Unfortunately for me, I have picked up an injury, so I won't be back for until a few weeks yet. But just being around the atmosphere with the girls, like, you can't, even though I'm not playing, you can't think I'm not playing. Like, it's difficult with the morale and the atmosphere in training. We're all really giddy, and we've got to try and realise like that we've got a job at the end of the day, and we need to perform. But just getting out on the field and playing, everyone's really giddy for it and excited.
It's obviously a long way back that we're casting our minds here, but if we do go back to 2019, a year with so much promise for you guys, league leaders, of course, and then losing to Leeds in 2 finals. How much of, over the last year and a half have you just been burning to put that record straight and to get one back over them?
It's hard to just focus on that. At first we did, and I'm not going to lie, we had a hangover for quite some time from them games and from them finals. But with the adjustments that have happened with the coaching staff, we've brought in a member of staff to work on our psyche and our mentality, and we do believe that we were given the tools to win them games, and it was other things rather than what we were working on. Skill wise and game prep wise, it was what was between our ears, really. So we've been working a lot. We've been working a lot on that, and hopefully we just want to perform in every game. We're trying not fixating on it being a final. We're just going with, we take each game as it comes, and then if we reach the final, then it's just another game, and that's really what we need to work on as a group.
Just looking back on that final, that Betfred Women's Super League Grand Final, obviously a disappointing night for for you and your teammates, but it did feel in that stadium on Sky, a decent crowd there. Like it was a real kind of could have been a real landmark moment for women's rugby league, especially in this country. Obviously, then with everything that's happened since, a lot of that momentum has been lost. Do you think this is in that sense, this becomes a really important season for the women's game in this country?
It's a massive, massive season. There's the World Cup at the end of it, and that's what we need to remember. As much as the momentum has slowed down, people are going to be wanting to watch rugby league, and obviously the men's Super League starting. But on social media and whatnot, they're looking forward to seeing the women playing. There's a lot of excitement around that, and I think it comes down to the players in keeping that momentum going and making sure that what we've been working on in the 3 pre-seasons that we've had shows on the field. Like at the end of the day, we want to present a game of rugby league that is entertaining, and we have done. And although the momentum has slowed down, I think at the end of the day, when we perform on the field as girls, that's the advertisement right there.
Have you noticed a step up over the last sort of 3 or 4 years? Maybe not even that, maybe 2 or 3 in terms of the profile and interest in the women's game?
Yeah, I've been in it for quite some time now, and definitely the momentum from the last World Cup. We knew that things needed to change, and things massively have. And 2019 season was massive, and from then it's just even though the momentum has slowed down, the coverage and the importance of the game, like people enjoy it, and it's great to see. I've been in it when I've pulled a shirt on for the other team because there's not been enough players, and I've been around it from then, and now it's just a completely different game. And if I look back at how much I put into my week playing 10 years ago to now, it's crazy the difference, and I hope it continues, and it'll continue to grow. I watched Jodie Cunningham at the weekend on BBC, and she was mentioning some of the figures, and it shows that the growth is continuing, and it's massive for the women's sport.
And Cass in particular have had some really sort of strong crowds at some of your home games at the Jungle. Does it feel like a club that's really putting the women's game on the front foot and trying to promote it and position it amongst the community as much as it can?
Yeah, I remember once I was in the local chippy, and they went to me, Tara, are you looking forward to getting back on the field? And I'd never met this person in my life, and I remember going into the Aldi and someone pulled me over, tapping me on the shoulder, and I've never seen these people before. But in Castleford, the women's game is huge, and it just makes it feel. It puts a smile on your face, and what effort and what work us girls put in behind closed doors really does show when people are recognising that you've never met before. And yeah, it's Castleford as a club and as a town. Women's rugby league is massive, and just because we're women doesn't seem to change for the fans, really.
Do you feel that comes with then maybe some sort of added responsibility to be a bit of a role model to young girls who are watching you guys, and to show them that there is a future in high level rugby league in this country for girls and women?
Yeah, I always go on the onus that I want to present myself how I'd want a young girl to see me. So me being 12 years old, if I want to be that role model. And yeah, it's massive, and you've got to think about a lot of things in your life. But when a lot of things just come second nature, like you can't be seen doing the wrong things, and you've got to take with every aspect of your life. But when you're 100% committed to the sport, it doesn't really matter. You're just a role model without even realising sometimes, and it is great.
And you mentioned it a couple of times. It's a big year, of course. There's a home World Cup at the end of it. How much is that going to drive the likes of yourself on to put in big performances and make sure that you're ready to go come October, November?
Yeah, we've been working on it for for years now, and EPU and the EPU squad and the Women's World Cup is massive, and there's a lot of work that goes into playing for the squad, and we've got a lot of competitive shirts at the moment, and you really do have to put the work in week by week and the performances on the field, and we know that, and it's going to be massive, the World Cup.
And the Betfred Women's Super League this season, there's 2 new teams coming in. Cass, of course, you're going to be touted amongst the front runners and amongst the favourites early on. Who do you think the kind of front runners will be? Do you think it'll be the usual suspects, or can you see any of the other teams coming in and really mixing it up this year?
I really don't know. I was thinking about this the other week, and there has been a full season and a full year since we've played. Like, it's a massive change, and I don't really think you can ever go into a game expecting what the other team's gonna put up in front of you, and it is very difficult. And we have been working on prep for the first game, but there could have been so many changes to their team and how they play. It is very difficult you've got to expect the unexpected, and that's definitely what we're preparing for.
And obviously, due to the times that we're living in, the first few rounds at least up until 17th of May, we're going to see games being live streamed, I think largely on Twitch from the RFL. That's a fantastic opportunity for you guys. But if you could kind of sell it to me, if you could tell someone why they should be tuning in on Switch to watch you guys, how would you put it?
I'd just say if you're a fan of rugby league, or you're a fan of sport, then the women's game is no different. We train just as hard as the men. The entertainment on the field is exactly the same as the men's league. And if you want to see a group of women who put the heart and soul into the 80 minutes on the field, as competitive the men, run as hard as the men, tackle as hard as the men, and have a skill set just like the men, then definitely tune in.